Malaysian Mink Raw. This is all important. If you want to look like that luxurious girl, you want to wear that hair, you have to invest. It's an investment. You have to invest in your bundles. Hey guys, it's Meechie and I am back with another video. So today I'm going to show you guys a hair cutting technique. The layers are super popular right now. So instead of showing you guys a full tutorial, we're going to focus solely on the layering and the curling technique. So my model is wearing 4 bundles of the Malaysian Mink Raw Bundles, which is available at MeechieDe'FrancoBeauty.com. We did 2 bundles of 24-inch and 2 bundles of 22-inch. And we're going to go in, we're going to do a lot of layering, okay? Now, one thing I need you guys to do is tap the thumbs up. In order for you guys to see my tutorials and all of my videos, I need you guys to tap the thumbs up. So what that does is it makes sure that YouTube shows you guys my videos as soon as you tap in. So if you want to keep seeing these tutorials, you got to make sure you tap the thumbs up button. So let's get started. So when I do my long layers, I like to start in the front. I like to frame it around the face. So that lets me know what length my layers are going to be. And then I like to go in, starting from the front to the back to create the layered look. And this is actually a quick weave. So if you guys want to see how I install my quick weaves, just go check out some of my previous videos of my quick weave installs. And this is a quick weave with leave out. So we left a little bit of her hair out in the front, as well as where her part is going to be at. So that's going to give it a super natural look. When you are doing a quick weave or sew-in or anything where you're leaving your client's hair out, just make sure before you start cutting, you actually see where their hair stops at. You don't want to cut their hair. So I'm just going to start at an angle and I'm just going to cut down. Now, one thing about me when I am cutting, I am not your angles person. They teach you in school all the angles, 90 degrees, 0 degree, all those things. I'm just going to show you cut it this way or cut it that way. And that's the easiest way to get your layers. It makes more sense than trying to think about the actual degrees of cutting. So I'm just going to angle my shears downward and just open and cut slightly. Then you just want to barely open and cut. You don't want to chop up off too much hair. So that's it. So now we're just going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Check for their hair. Take the shears at an angle. And my reason for taking the shears at an angle is to keep from getting that super chopped up look. It looks smoother. So if I was to go in straight across, you would see a whole bunch of choppy lines. So you just want to angle it to make it clean. And I'm just giving you guys a guide right now, but I am going to go back in and cut a bit more. But as you can see, that's already looking real pretty. It's coming together already. So now I'm just going to take my front guide and a chunk of hair, not too much because you don't want to lose your guide. And you can see where I cut at. So I'm just going to start there, angle down, and go back in. I'm going to continue that same cut all the way through. Take some of your guide and then take some of the new hair. If you can't see your guide anymore, that means you have too much new hair in your hand. New hair is the uncut hair. So if you can't see your guide, you have too much uncut hair in your hand. In this particular technique where I'm just grabbing the hair and just chopping it off, sometimes it makes it easier to cut your layers without the hair getting tangled. I'm just grabbing my hair and going back in just to make sure it's the way I want it. So it's already cut, but I'm just kind of going in and cleaning it up. Your guide, and just go in. Very mindful of where her leave out is. I'm going back in to check. And now this technique I use on my extensions. I don't use this technique on natural hair. If you're worried about saving your bundles, then this cut is not for you. Because once your stylist start cutting your hair, you gonna go crazy. But you have to cut these layers in order to get that look. And the hair combs so much smoother once you trim those ends off. You don't get a lot of the snapping. That's how you know the hair is gonna look really good. Okay, so now we're going to cut the perimeter of the hair. So some like their hair just cleaned up across the bottom, and some will actually like cut into the hair because they like it to be super thick at the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit of in between because I really don't like cutting a bunch of inches off, but I get it. It's what the girls like right now. So we're going to cut about 3 or 4 inches off. Just to give it that full look on the bottom. Just straighten it up. All right. So we got our layers, and now we're going to curl her. All right, so that's our first layer of cuts. We're going to go in and curl her, and as you can see, it's already shaping up. So one thing that's really important that I want you guys to understand is that sometimes you have to go much longer than the length that you want in order for it to have full density. Density meaning you want it to be just as thick at the tips as it is in the root area. You know, sometimes you'll have, you know, clients or models who will get like an inexpensive texture of hair, and then it gets super thin at the bottom, and when you're trying to style it, you'll notice that it's really thin. So you want to make sure you are investing in a really great brand of hair that's going to give you fullness from root to tip. So I only talk about and use my brand, which is Meechie De'Franco Beauty. I stand 10 toes down with my brand, so I can't really speak on the finished look for any other brands, but I would recommend you guys purchase the Meechie De'Franco Beauty brand, and I'll leave the link in the description section below. So for curling, I'm going to be using my T3s. I can never remember the inch of these. It's either 1.25 or 1.5. But these give those great body curls, so I'm going to use those. You don't have to use small sections, and you want to curl in an upward motion, so I'll show you guys how to do that. So I'm just curling in an upward motion like you're flipping the hair up. And I'm making sure that the end of the hair is towards the center of her head. We're going to clip the hair up so it can set. Again, curl in an upward motion. And the end of the hair is towards the center. So now I'm on the side about to curl her hair. And so what I like to do is take her hair out, her natural hair out, because I've already passed through it enough times to get it straight. So I don't want to continue to put heat on her natural hair. So make sure you guys separate their natural hair before curling the extensions. So now that I'm getting closer to the top of her head, depending on what look you're going for, you can continue curling under and flipping up, or you can actually take the hair from the top and curl it, and that's going to give you volume. So basically when you're lifting the hair up and curling it, it's going to give it volume naturally because of the shape of the barrel. So it's going to force the hair to go up and under. That's going to give it volume. But if you're coming under the barrel, that's going to make the hair flatter. Over is fuller, under is flatter. And as you can see, we haven't stopped taking the end of the hair towards the center. So each curl is still being curled towards the center. So now I'm just going to straighten her leave out. And when I straighten my client's natural hair, I like to use a very narrow curler that allows the heat to stay on a piece of hair for a less amount of time. So basically, if I were using a wide flat iron, the heat would stay on the strand of hair for too long, which is what causes a lot of breakage in the leave out. So what you want to do is use a narrow flat iron. So the heat is just going to run across it quickly without any heat damage. That way you can kind of, if you need to go across it a second time, you can. But if you're using a wide barrel, that's too much heat on the hair for too long of a period of time. And I'm on the side of her head now, but you can see that the end of the hair is still aimed towards the center of the head. And that's what we want for this particular style. So now I'm on the top, and this is where it gets a little tricky because I'm taking the hair on top of the barrel, but now I'm swinging it towards the face. And that's going to give you that flip back look, like that feathered look in the face. So if you turn it this way, the hair is still going towards the back. You can see the hair is still going towards the back. But when you're curling it, it just looks like you're pulling it in a different direction, but you're not. The hair is just still going towards the back, as you can see. See, the curl still goes away from the face. Take the hair over the barrel, swing the end towards the face. But again, if you turn the direction of the curlers, you can tell that it's still curled to the back. how beautiful those curls are. The comb out is my favorite part. Let's make sure we got all the clips out. All right. I actually like to use a comb for the comb out. Sometimes I use a brush. Look at those curls. You better shut your mouth, honey, because that, woo! Y'all see that? Oh my God. So beautiful. Only layers are going to get you that. You can't try to save your bundles and say you don't want it cut. You're not going to get these layers. You can get it curled and then the hair is going to fall flat in less than 24 hours. So you have to cut the hair up. So now I'm going to show you guys, even though these curls look amazing, I'm going to go back in and cut even more layering in it, and you'll see how you get that super sharp layering that the girls are doing now. Then we're going to clean her edges up. I'm not a baby hair girl, but I'm going to give y'all a little something something on the side. Malaysian Mink Raw. Look at that bounce. The hair doesn't look burnt. The hair doesn't look thin. It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look shiny. This is all important. If you want to look like that luxurious girl, you want to wear that hair, you have to invest. It's an investment. You have to invest in your bundles. Okay, so one of the things that I absolutely have to do whenever I can on my clients is leave out just a slight bit of hair in the front. I like it to have that natural look. I like if my clients are tossing their hair back, it looks completely natural. Sometimes you'll see where they glue the tracks like right up against the forehead. That's cool if you like that look. That just doesn't work for me. I like to have a natural look. I like when my clients pull their hair back all the way around, it looks completely natural. It looks like their hair. So if you like this look, I would recommend that you leave like maybe a ½ an inch of hair out in the front as well as on the sides, and that's going to give it a super natural look. Now if their hair is shorter and they can't do that, that's completely fine, but anytime you can leave the hair out, I would recommend leaving it out for that super natural look. So now I'm going to go back in and cut a little bit more layering. I know you guys are thinking it looks beautiful already. I agree, but you're going to see a difference in just taking off a little bit more. It's going to give it a sharper cut. So in order for your client not to go crazy seeing you cut it a second time, that first time don't cut it as short as you want it, so that way you leave room to take off a little bit extra hair. Are you going crazy?
A little bit. I love it.
So I'm just grabbing the hair again, being mindful of her natural hair, and I'm just going back where I cut it and just taking off a bit more. This doesn't have to be super tedious. You can just go in really quickly and do it. See how the curl pattern changes? It just looks a little bit sharper. See how that fell? Your client is cussing you out in their head, but keep cutting.
I trust the process.
So I love that. How you're getting those fringes that are going in different directions. That's what they doing now. They gonna switch it up again, but right now, this is what they are doing. It used to be all the curls are going like super neat to the back, but now they're tossing it around, and I love it. So let's clean up her edges, and we'll be all set. Okay, guys, so that completes our layer cut with curling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meechie De'Franco, as well as follow me on IG at Meechie De'Franco. Make sure you guys are tapping the thumbs up button so you can see my videos and I can get more views. So next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. And make sure you go to MeechieDeFrancoBeauty.com to purchase the Malaysian Mink raw hair bundles. I'll be sure to put the link below in the description section. See you next time.